The second thing I wanted us to butt heads on is the idea of Germany extending its internal border controls until September. But before I even ask your opinion on this, let me first of all tell the viewers the numbers on this, the statistics, and what has been happening. If you guys have been following what Germany have been doing, as from October 2023, Germany implemented internal border controls with a few of its neighbors. This went on until September 2024. In September 2024, they extended this to all of its land borders, so now to every neighbor. And this was supposed to last until March 2025. It was supposed to last until next week. Now they announced that instead of stopping this next week, they are going to extend it until September. January this year, in a town called these German names, in a
What was the
town called
town?
Aschaffenburg, there was a knife attack from an Afghan asylum seeker where he killed a 41-year-old and killed a 2-year-old kid. You are here, you applied for asylum, and you took a knife to the public and killed two people. When this happened, Met
Yeah,
made a
they didn't
statement and he
mind.
said he vows to implement these internal border controls permanently. So, not just till September. And Merz is likely to be the chancellor of the country.
I think he is
Says,
already. He won, right? Yeah, he won already.
oh, yes, the elections passed. He even won.
Yeah,
And
he
he said
won. It
he's
was in
going to
February.
implement this permanently. And he said this will apply even to those who have the right to protect status. So I don't even see the hope that the internal border controls are coming to an end in September. What do you think about this development?
To be frank, I back Germany to do this. I am somebody that wants to be in an environment where I can feel free and walk around because it's like people abusing the system, and when they start abusing the system, it becomes a problem to these people living in the country. So to me, if I'm the vice chancellor of Germany today, like Frederick Merz, I'll do the same thing because some of these attacks occur because of people that they could not identify or people coming to the country in a status that is not like they didn't come in the right way. Some people actually come to help the country and as well to help themselves. But some other, I don't call them crazy, but some people
I think they
would
are crazy.
will involve in acts that will hinder other people's situation. Because it's not all about the border control now, it's plus the people that are also there seeking asylum at the moment. So I am for the opinion that there should be internal border control because in Europe, when I remember I was in Germany, we traveled together when we're going to play football in Belgium. We traveled from Germany through Netherlands to Belgium. We never had any check. And when to play our football came back without any check. That's how the
Yeah.
system is nice. It's meant to facilitate things, movement of people without all the check, the controls and everything. But people are abusing the system. So for me, I am for the fact that there should be internal border control if people are abusing the system and if crimes are occurring or crimes are taking place because of people coming into the country irregularly or because if you commit a crime and I cannot identify you, then we are all unsafe. So they should check who is coming in. It's not a bad thing. It's just to check who is coming in and who is leaving the country. Why are you coming in? It's like, for instance, just in Cameroon, not even from one country to the next. We traveled from probably Douala to Buea. We have policemen on each stop, like 50 stops. They check your ID. Where are you going to? All these things. It's just to check. It's just to control that people, to make people in the country safe. It's not like to hinder other people's movement, but it's a situation that we find ourselves. So for me, I'm for the opinion that there should be internal border control if situations are not being handled properly.
Yeah, I think I fully support this. When it comes to curbing irregular immigration, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. From 2023 when this was implemented to 2024. So when we look at 2024, just by implementing the land controls, they reduced irregular immigration by 34%.
So
And
you
the
see
number
that most
and
of the
the,
things.
and the number of asylum seekers dropped by 110,000 applications. So it
So
works.
what? So what we are saying is most people are coming to Germany through this route. But now the
Yes.
means, if I'm the German chancellor, the means of targeting this thing is targeting the EU region. So from which countries from the EU are these people coming from? Because there must be a system in which they get into that country and then the country allows them to move to Germany or to move from one country to the next. The control should begin for a good control. I mean, Germany is doing it now for itself, but it's not helping the other part of the Europe. The control should begin from where these people are coming from, which
I
which
think
EU region.
I think the situation so far is these people have some illegal routes through which they enter into the EU, like
Yeah,
the Balkan route through the Mediterranean. They sneak into the EU, and when they get into the first country, they can apply for asylum in this country. And once
yeah.
they and within the EU now, when you are moving around, nobody checks so long as you've gotten in. So when they are moving out of this country, the country doesn't check them to see you are not allowed to cross the border. So then they move around freely and arrive the perfect country that they wanted. And then they stay in this country and apply again for asylum in this country. So that's how it's been before. But
But
like you said, the system is being abused so much.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you seek an asylum in probably an EU region, let me say for instance France,
Yes.
and the asylum is being granted,
Mhm.
I think do you have permission to move to Germany that you can move freely? Because if
I,
they are,
I I
if
don't
they
I don't
grant you,
know. I don't know how it works. But
so
I
that's the
know there
thing.
is no control. When last year there was this attack in Zollingen, also a
Yeah.
knife attack that killed several people. This person was a Syrian who was here irregularly and who also applied for asylum. When they look into this person's background, the person first of all applied for asylum in Bulgaria. So he applied for asylum in Bulgaria. While Bulgaria is processing, he found himself to Germany. It takes you just if you have a friend who has a car, you get into the car, you guys drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That's the
And then
thing.
you arrive anywhere else, you're like, need asylum, I have no documents, I have nothing, blah 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 blah. And then you apply for asylum and they can't turn you away.
Yes. Yeah, but so the EU have a system in which if somebody applies for an asylum in this country, it should be uploaded in a system in which if the person goes to another country and apply, and then they put the information, except you change your name. But I think fingerprint
No,
will
no,
not
no.
change.
There is a system, but there was something in place that you can't send them back. I remember when they
Oh,
started talk of this internal border controls, one of the things that was asked for was they should send the person back to the first country where they applied for asylum. The problem is the countries through which people can sneak in are just like 3 or 4 countries, which means all of these cases then will be sent back to those countries and they'll be
and they'll be
overwhelmed.
overwhelmed.
So
Yeah, they'll be
then
overwhelmed.
you are not allowed to send them back to that country, and then so it's a system that it's I don't know.
Yeah, but if your house is full and you're trying to remove people and then you want to send somebody into your house, what would you say? Please, it's not my family member, it's not my brother, it's not my sister, my house is full. Just manage the situation for now. Don't send them back. That's a simple way of saying it.
Well, for the full internal border controls that Germany implemented from September last year, it's just been uh what a little over 5 6 months. It's about 6 months now. This is the sixth month. They have they have detected 80,000 people trying to enter Germany irregularly. Of these 80,000, 47,000 had no document at all permitting them to be here. And these 47,000 were turned away. But what is interesting to me is that in these 6 months, they've arrested about 2,000 human smugglers. Not the people being smuggled, but the
Yeah,
smugglers.
but yeah. So how did they identify them now? How did they like arrest them?
The police at the border controls did the controls and realized that when I say
I get it. Yeah,
human
I get it. So
smuggler,
like the
it's not,
drivers, like the people that maybe drive the car to get the people into the country,
yes.
all those
And
things,
the people coordinating all of these cartels,
the system. Mm.
Even when you want to immigrate, it's a whole business.
It's a chain. Yes, a chain.
It's a whole
It's
business.
a long chain. Yeah.
Yes, yes. They have somebody to take you from this country to the other one, from this location to the other one. So it's a whole business setup. And when I say human smugglers, for the audience, this is different from human trafficking.
Trafficking. Yeah, yeah.
Human trafficking is when you are moving somebody against that person's wish.
It's weird.
Human smuggling, the person wants to go to where you are taking that person, but you are the one to facilitate it and make it such that they can sneak in. You can cheat the system and get this person to the final destination they want to be to. So they've arrested 2,000. The actual number is 1,900 human smugglers in
It's 2,000
6 months.
approximately. So if
So
if the system is
when you
working,
see numbers like this, you can't speak against it.
no, I'll support them. If this if the like the risk the system in place is working to
Yeah,
prevent certain things, then why? Then even extend it. I think
I think so.
September is even close. You should put it like 2028
I have no problem with the
or,
permanent controls. Actually,
indefinite.
I have no problem. Let the
Exactly.
controls be there permanently. One thing is that for the audience, imagine this. I know a huge portion of my audience are students. Think of when you have exams. Think of the students who cheat, and when they are caught, the whole class is punished.
Punished.
How do you feel about this? You that did not cheat, somebody cheats, and then they say because people cheated, the pass mark or the pass grade for this exam is not 50%. You have to be above 70% to pass. Then you who did not cheat, you suffer as well. And this is what is happening. These people come in irregularly, and because forget about the ones who go up on a killing spree, just the ones doing the small illegal things, working illegally, and because they have to survive. They have to survive. But when they are caught doing these things, all immigrants are then painted in the same light. So even you who did not jump the line, you are looked at the same.
Unfortunately, it's a situation that we find ourselves, but I support them. That's the only
I
thing I
do
can say.
support this as well.
I
Yeah,
support them.
I do. I
They
support
have
this
to
as
do
well.
it. They have to do it because
Yeah.
it's overwhelming sometimes. But the thing is, you that you are coming in, it's not like you're even getting better. Like we discussed this the last time. It's not like situations we get okay might be better than where you were from, where you are from, but it's still a very tough life.
It's a tough life being here without the proper documentation.
Yeah, it's a very tough life.
It
We
is.
understand. So so it can also be tackled in another way. They should also track those people that are giving illegal jobs.
Yeah. Yes.
If this
They
one
should
is
be held
if this one is
also and
controlled,
fined for such things.
so if that one is controlled, giving job to somebody that is not having proper documentation, if you can stop that, then nobody will come in because I cannot have a job.
Yeah.
You might seek for an
It's
asylum, then you go and register yourself for an asylum, then they'll know where you are.
I know these guys are still going to find a way to beat the system, but that's a good step. That's a good step. Yeah, because I know many of them. When you meet, when I was when I was doing my master's studies, I had to do student jobs and mini jobs and unskilled work a lot, and that's where you interact with these people, and you see somebody works with a document that is not even from the person's country of origin. So they find ways to beat the system. Recently, I found out how these people get to live in the student residence hostels. When the students don't have a place to live, these guys have rooms that they've been living in for 5 years. When I found out how they do this, I
Yeah, but then
but they always find a way to scam
they
the
always find
system.
a way to
Yeah,
they always find a way to go around. I mean, human beings, we adapt.
yeah,
So if there's no matter
we
that's
adapt.
humans are meant
Yes,
to adapt.
yeah, yeah,
Humans are meant, no matter how you change the environment, the one thing we are certain about is that we are going to adapt and we find a way to survive no matter how the environment is.
yeah, yeah,
So you need to be like 4 steps ahead of them to be able to close everything. Yeah, because
yeah,
as you change this one, they're already finding alternatives.
yeah. Well, guys, that's it for today. Collins, I think that's all we can say on these topics. And I'm glad to see that we don't disagree on these issues, Collins.
No worry. The only time we disagree is when it comes to Liverpool and United.
Hey,
That's the only time we disagree, right?
we have no conflict there.
At the
We have
moment,
we have
for
no
some,
conflict.
at the moment.
Yes.
Anyways,
There's no
there's no
there's no
conflict because
rivalry now.
no, there's no rivalry because you're not in Europe and I'm still in Europe.
Hey. Okay, guys. Guys, that will be it for today. Have a good one and see you in the next video. Collins, thank you very much for your time. Take
Thank
care of
you, really.
yourself
It's
and
always a pleasure.
enjoy your work over there in Scotland.